Junior doctors in the Bahamas vote to strike. And in sport, Trinidad and Tobago misses out on a spot in the final round of the Cycling World Cup Series. I'm Ricardo Roberts, and this is Caribbean in 10 for Tuesday, December 18. I'll be back with the details after the break. Junior doctors in the Bahamas have voted to take industrial action 2 weeks after senior doctors ended their strike and nurses voted to strike over working conditions and salary increases. Health Minister Dr. Dwayne Sands said the Hubert Minnis government wants to avoid another shutdown of services in the public health care system and hopes to resolve the matter. More than 200 junior doctors voted to strike over pay, and according to the president of the Bahamas Doctors Union, the BDU, Dr. Melisande Bassett, physicians are not paid like everybody else the double pay that they are entitled to when working on holidays. And Sandals Resorts International is defending itself against fresh allegations of cover-up of sexual assaults at its hotels. 2 women have recounted being sexually assaulted in a report on ABC's Good Morning America. Sandals, in response on Monday, claimed the report on Good Morning America did not include pertinent information about both cases. The resort has said it cannot disclose much of those details because of pending litigation, but observed that it was surprising to hear about Melissa Blayton's allegations since it had been in contact with her multiple times over the last few months. The company said she even indicated plans for a return visit to Sandals Resorts in 2019. Now, regarding allegations by Ashley Pasquarella, Sandals said she had presented a self-serving, one-sided and incomplete version of an incident reported back in 2016. Mrs. Pasquarella and her husband are suing the resort for $30 million. Sandals has declared that it intends to vigorously defend itself in court against the allegations. The Guyana government says it does not intend to postpone debate on an opposition vote of no confidence against it. The statement comes amid media reports that opposition leader Barra Jagdeo was seeking a postponement of the debate until after Christmas. But in a statement, Prime Minister Moses Nagomutu said the media reports, if true, follow yet another bizarre move by Jagdeo, who had wanted the motion debate before the passage of the national budget. The budget was passed last weekend, and the government had set December 21 for the start of the debate of the motion of no confidence. The David Granger-led coalition government holds a slender 1-seat majority in the 65-member National Assembly and has been critical of the move by Jagdeo to file the motion of no confidence at the time when President Granger is undergoing medical treatment of both here and that's in Guyana and in Cuba for cancer.
Friday, December 21 is the date when the opposition People's Progressive Party Civic No Confidence motion will come up for debate in the National Assembly. The opposition is unsure whether the motion will succeed in the government-controlled National Assembly, where the coalition has 33 seats while the opposition has 32 elected members.
And it's just one person who, from their side, their 33, who would have to vote in favor of the no confidence motion. And that means that the no confidence vote would have been passed with a vote of 33 to 32. or you could have 2 persons abstain, 2 or more. So we don't know what will happen in Parliament on Friday.
If a member on the government's side should support the motion, Jagdeo isn't seeing that as an act of betrayal.
It would be an act of patriotism, not an act of betrayal. And that is how we see it.
Nevertheless, the party is required to notify the Parliament office before Friday how many of its members will speak on that motion.
More than half, still in Guyana, more than half a century after the country was mapped, the authorities have announced plans to remap next year. Commissioner of Guyana Lands and Service Commission, Trevor Ben, said the last time the country was mapped was in late 1960s. Ben says work will begin this year starting with Region 1, and he says it will cost over 200 million Guyana dollars. He says the GLSC had already received estimates for the overall remapping of the country, and that figures from international suppliers range from £20 million. The Commissioner said the importance of good base maps and generally updated maps cannot be overstated. And stay with us, your Midday Sport is next.
Really excited about today's show. We're going to be coming to you from Marblehead, Massachusetts. We're going to be hooking up with former Boston College baseball captain Peter Frady. I am just excited to get out there, talk about Peter's story, hopefully catch some fish, and have some fun. It's a little rainy. It's not going to be the greatest day in the world, but maybe with any kind of luck.
As a chef, you want to be a chef? There's no such thing as an English cuisine. Now you go to England, you have some of the best food in the world. But we have that opportunity in the Caribbean. So we've come a long way, and Taste of the Caribbean that Peter spoke to is a part of that. But as somebody said, I think Chef Deuce said yesterday, you are in the vanguard of this because this is really starting to develop. Really starting to develop.
A small misfortune at the start of a race cost Trinidad and Tobago a spot in the final round of the Cycling World Cup Series in London recently. CNC3's Jassy Marique tells us more.
To the naked eye, it's hard to spot. But when Jasain Philip lost traction upon pulling off in the men's team sprint against Poland, it cost Trinidad and Tobago a fraction of a second. On the back end, this was a detrimental occurrence, as explained by Trinidad and Tobago head coach and technical director Aaron Hartwell. Trinidad and Tobago recorded a time of 44.401 to Poland's 44.341 seconds.
That bubble cost us a couple of tenths of a second, and the reality is we missed the bronze medal ride by 6/100ths. So, that would have put us in at least 4th place without having that slip. So it's it's a good bit of food right now. Again, I'm happy with the 7th. It's within our target range of rise between 6th and 8th place. That's going to keep us in the place that we need for Olympic qualifying. But was really looking forward to that bronze medal ride.
Hartwell pledged the technical review of Jasain's start, as he lamented this had been the second time for the day it had occurred. Earlier, Trinidad and Tobago placed 5th fastest in qualifying to book a spot in the next round. That time...
And that's Caribbean in 10. Join us again at 6:30 for Caribbean Newsline. Good afternoon.